Greetings, saints. This is Mapitso Mphahlele, the member of Phenomenal Women of God. Happy Women's Month. I would like to encourage you or to talk about Rachel, the woman of faith in the Bible. The story of Rachel, we find it in Genesis 29. Who was Rachel? Rachel was the youngest daughter of Laban. Laban had two daughters, which is Rachel, the youngest, and Leah, the eldest. And Rachel, she was more beautiful than Leah. Rachel, she was also tending her father's sheep. And what did Rachel do? Rachel, she met her future husband Jacob while she was busy tending his father's sheep. And Jacob fell in love with Rachel. Jacob agreed to work for 7 years in order to marry Rachel. After 7 years, when Laban, Rachel's father, was supposed to give over Rachel to Jacob, he tricked Jacob and gave the elder daughter Leah to Jacob instead of Rachel, and told Jacob that she can't marry the younger one while the elder one is not yet married. It's a custom, it's a tradition. And then Jacob also agreed to work another 7 years in order to marry Rachel. Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah. And now he ended up having two wives, Rachel and Leah, both of them as his wives. And then in their marriage, Leah was blessed with many children, was blessed with about 6 children, while Rachel was not able to have any children. She was barren. And then from there, Rachel started having jealous against her sister. And what did she do? She took the matter on her hands and gave over her servant girl to the husband in order for the girl to bear children for her. And after many years, God answered Rachel's prayer. God opened Rachel's womb, and Rachel gave birth to Joseph. And later on, Rachel gave birth also to another son, Benjamin. And immediately after giving birth to Benjamin, she passed on. What is it that we are learning from Rachel's life? We are learning that as women, God has also given us wisdom, God has given us strength, God has given us knowledge of doing any kind of a job. And we are not limited to any job. Like, we can do anything through Christ who give us strength. Rachel, she was a shepherd. She was tending after his father's sheep, and most of the time the shepherd work, it is done by men, but Rachel, she was a shepherd tending after his father's sheep. And another thing that we are learning out of Rachel's life is that a man must work for you hard in order to marry you, And nowadays what we see is women staying with men without marrying. Men, they just stay with women without paying lobola or anything, and they just stay together and they don't say anything wrong. But according to this story, we see that as a man, if a man really wants to marry you, if a man wants you, a man must work for you. And another thing that we are learning is that God answers prayers. We need to be patient. God answers prayer at his own time. We need to wait upon God. God answers prayers. We need to have faith. And we need to be patient and courageous and wait for God to act. I believe through this story we will learn a lot, as we're also going to go through it in Genesis 29. May you be blessed. Amen.